Hey, I'm you, from the future.
You're me?
I know. Drink this.
It's working!
Keep drinking! We did it!
Got milk?
All right, I want to start off saying, Call halal Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, that's all praises and glory to the Most High and His Son. It's the brother Hakad Gawayim with the Sicarii.
It's brother Tazamah Mouth.
We're just going to get into the series that we've been on lately through the Spirit, the milk. And this video is going to be entitled, Pray to be a 1/3 hopeful, because that's the goal. That's the goal for everybody, man, who's really in this truth, you know, to be a 1/3 hopeful, to be a part of the elect, okay, which is a part of the 1/3, because 2/3 of our people has to be destroyed. It's no coincidence that the percentage of 2/3 is 66.6, all right? 66.6% of our people have been given over unto Satan, man, okay? So, without further ado, we're going to get into this and get right into it. I'm going to go to Zechariah, the 13th chapter.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
Right. So the land, speaking on Israel as a whole, because we're a people before a place. So 2/3 shall be cut off and die. Okay, go ahead.
But the third shall be left therein.
But the third shall be left therein, meaning the 1/3 is going to be left alive. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and try them as gold is tried.
Right. So the 1/3, the elect, we got to go through a bunch of madness, hardship, trials and tribulations. The time of Jacob's trouble, you know, you might get beat unto death. I'm sorry, you might get tortured unto death. You might get thrown in a concentration camp, you know. Just the furnace of affliction, so you can come out as gold and appreciate the kingdom. Go ahead.
That's right. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them.
Right, they shall call on the name. And that's a cut for all you guys who want to say that we don't know the Lord's name. The Lord gave us this, the name to know through His Son, through the Spirit, man. Okay? Is that it on that?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power.
Right, so the 1/3 going to make it through this nuclear holocaust and through the time of Jacob's trouble, all right, and have the first fruits of the kingdom to inherit the kingdom. Now, Ezekiel, the 5th chapter. Because when you look through the totality of the scriptures, the Lord always deals with these numbers. His elect, His chosen, destroying the people of our nation that are wicked. All right, you can start at verse 1.
See Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 1. And thou, son of man, take thee a sharp knife, take thee a barber's razor, and cause it to pass upon thine head and upon thy beard. Then take the balance to weigh and divide the hair.
Right, so the Lord is telling him to cut off some of his hair off his head and off his beard, and He's going to instruct him to do something with that hair. Go ahead.
Thou shalt burn with fire a third part in the midst of the city.
Right, so divide the hair up in 3 parts. He said, burn 1 part. Go ahead.
It says, when the days of the siege are fulfilled, thou shalt take the third part and smite about it with the knife, and the third part thou shalt scatter in the wind.
Right, so in Ezekiel, the Lord is dealing with the 1/3 and the 2/3 as well. Except for back then, 1 part was destroyed by fire, 1 part destroyed by sword, and the third part scattered. Okay, so He spared them in a way, but now it's actually going to come to fulfillment in these end times today, when the 1/3 makes it out of this calamity, man. Out of this catastrophic event that's about to take place here. All right, now get Revelations, the 7th chapter, and just read verse 4 and verse 9. And these are just a couple scriptures, just showing who the 1/3 is, and basically the perks that they get for being 1/3. Okay, but like I said before, you got to go through hell to get through heaven, so to speak. Okay, go ahead.
Revelation chapter 7 verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000.
Right, so the elect is 144,000. Okay, but the elect is a part of the 1/3. Okay, now skip down to verse 9, and it's going to tell you that.
Of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
All right.
Verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number.
Which no man could number. Okay, that's the 1/3, because Israel as a whole is like the sand of the sea. Okay, it's innumerable. Go ahead.
Of all nations.
Of all nations, because we're scattered in all nations, not actual heathens. Okay, go ahead.
And kindreds, and peoples, and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hand.
Right, so that's the 1/3. Okay, now 2nd Ezra chapter 13, 12 to 13.
Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 12. Afterwards saw I the same man come down from the mountain.
Right, so this is Yahushua. When you read the whole chapter and contextualize it, this is Yahushua destroying these world armies that came against him to fight him. Okay, and he's coming down off what you people call a UFO. That was as big as a mountain, the mothership. Go ahead.
And called unto him another peaceable multitude.
Another peaceable multitude, because you have one violent multitude. That's the world armies. You had the tribes that are over here, but ultimately it's going to be all the rest of the tribes, the southern and the northern kingdom, that's going to come to Yahushua. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad.
Right, some were glad because they knew what time it was. They were expecting it to happen because they knew the scriptures. Go ahead.
Some of them were bound. Some were sorry, and some of them were bound.
Right, some of them were shameful, and some of them were bound. And some of these people, you know, and the Lord put the spiritual powers on some of the brothers all throughout the world. They already gonna have some of these heathens bound up and giving them as offerings to Yahushua. Go ahead.
And some brought of them that were offered.
You see that? Go ahead.
Then was I sick through great fear, and I awake and said.
Right. Oh, Salak, that's it on that. Now get John chapter 17, verse 9.
This is John chapter 17, verse 9. I pray for them, I pray not for the world.
Right, and this is Yahushua praying. He said he prays, he's praying for the elect, not for the world, not the inhabited world, talking about the world of Israel. So the Lord is praying, saying he's not praying for all of Israel, he's praying for the elect. Go ahead.
But for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine.
Well, the elect in the 1/3, right? Because it's going to tell you in verse 20. Go to verse 20.
Verse 20. Neither pray I for these alone.
See, he said, I don't pray just for the elect. Go ahead.
But for them also which shall believe on me through their word.
Right, and that's the 1/3. And the 1/3 is really mainly going to consist of kids, maybe a brother's woman, you know, and things like that, man. Because, you know, the elect are the men out here sighing and crying. The 144,000 are the men out here sighing and crying and pushing this sound doctrine, pushing this truth across the four corners of the world. Okay, now get 2nd Ezra chapter 2. You want to just read it from here? Or, to 26, and then skip down to 31.
2 Ezra chapter 2 verse 26. As for the servants whom I have given thee,
As for the elect, the 1/3, go ahead.
there shall not one of them perish.
Not one of them shall perish. Why is that? Go ahead.
For I will require them among thy number, among thy number.
Right. So the Lord said the Most High said He gonna require them from among the number. What number is that? Okay, it's the 144,000, starting with the elect, and that innumerable multitude that only the Lord knows, only the Most High knows. Okay. Now,
Jump to 31.
Yeah, come to 31.
Verse 31. Remember thy children that sleep.
Remember thy children that sleep. Remember some of the elect that has already died in this truth. Okay? Go ahead. What's going to happen with that?
For I shall bring them out of the sides of the earth.
He shall raise them up. All throughout the scriptures it tell you that the elect are the 1/3 that died before the Most High sent Yahushua back is going to raise first. Okay? That's plain. Now, Micah chapter 4, verse 7 to 8. And this is just going into, some of the why we should want to be the 1/3. Not only are you going to escape the second death, the fire, the missiles, and all hell that breaks loose out here, but you get the first fruits of the kingdom. Go ahead, bro.
It's Micah chapter 4 verse 7. And I will make her that halted a remnant.
And it's going to be a small remnant. Go ahead.
And her that was cast far off, a strong nation.
Right. We're going to become a strong nation. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall reign over them, and Mount Zion from henceforth, even forever.
Right. So it's going to be an everlasting salvation. Go ahead.
And thou, O tower of the flock.
The tower of the flock. Okay. The elect. Go ahead.
The stronghold of the daughter of Zion.
The stronghold. Go ahead.
Unto thee shall it come.
Unto thee shall it come. Go ahead.
Even the first dominion.
The first dominion, okay? Because we get to actually see the Yahushua come back, see our enemy destroyed, get our land back, go across the earth, around these nations up and put them in captivity and enjoy the first fruits of the kingdom. Go ahead.
Even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem.
That's right. Now go to Sirach 25 and 7.
This is Sirach chapter 25 verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children.
That has joy of his children. Go ahead.
And he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
Right, so we live to see the fall of our enemy, this so-called white man taking down the rest of these other heathens that are ruling over us. Now get Matthew chapter 25, 31 and 34.
Matthew chapter 25 verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats.
Right. So the Lord is going to be gathering his elect in 1/3. Go ahead.
And he shall set the sheep on his right hand.
The 1/3. Go ahead.
But the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them.
The goats being you heathens. That's right. Okay. The rest of you remaining heathens that are going to be alive. Okay. Because ain't no sheep going to be on the left. Only sheep that's going to survive this end of the world catastrophe is going to be the 1/3. Okay? The 2/3 is going to be destroyed right along with you heathens. Go ahead.
Verse 34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world.
Right. It says inherit the kingdom. So there's a difference between entering the kingdom and inheriting the kingdom. So the elect, the 1/3, going to inherit the kingdom. You know, when the 2/3 come back in reincarnation, they're just going to be in the kingdom. They're going to be way above these heathens, but they're not going to be on the level as the elect. Okay? Now get it said, and it was prepared for you from the foundation of the world. So, like I said, the Most High had his number. He's been had his number. Okay? And it was, and it's then it's going to come to pass. Okay? Now let's get Matthew chapter 13, 41 to 42, and Amos 9, 8 and 10. that's another like I said, that's why we pray to be a 1/3 hopeful, so we don't end up in the same position as the 2/3, and then we can inherit and get the blessings of the 1/3. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 39.
No, verse 41 to 42.
41, 42, slap. Verse 41. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend.
Right. So just like the angels through the so-called UFOs is gonna gather the elect, they gonna go around and gather you wicked ass niggas and destroy you guys, man. If you guys ain't died in Babylon or anywhere else across the world that gets hit with missiles or race riots, martial law, concentration camps, death trains over there, then you guys are going to get cleaned up by the angels, man. Go ahead.
And them which do iniquity.
Them which do iniquity. But all you niggas that just love to break the Most High's laws, man.
That's right.
You loathe the law of the Most High. And you hate the fact that you're an Israelite, okay? Which is the best thing that you could be on the planet Earth. Okay? Now get Amos 9, 8 to 10.
Amos 42.
Oh yeah, 42. So go ahead.
Verse 42. And shall cast them into a furnace of fire.
Right, you 2/3 are going to be cast into a furnace of fire. What's that talking about? That's talking about this World War III, man. Ain't gonna be no way you're gonna be able to escape these missiles, man. Like we had a nigga talking about he trusting his gun, man. Your gun ain't gonna be able to shoot at no ICBM missile. Or you ain't gonna be able to outrun an ICBM missile either. Go ahead.
There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth.
That's right, go ahead.
Amos 9.
Yeah.
9 and 8.
Yeah, 8 to 10.
Amos chapter 9 verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom.
The sinful kingdom being America, which 2/3 of our people love being American, man. Okay? Love being Americanized and following after the heathen. Or whoring after other gods. Okay? Go ahead.
And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
Right, so this place is going to be destroyed. Babylon. America, man. Go ahead.
Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord.
Right, the house of Jacob, meaning the 1/3, the elect in 1/3. Okay? So meaning what? We're going to have to be delivered out of here. If this whole place is going to be destroyed, we're going to have to be delivered out of here. And that's what that's talking about. Go ahead.
For lo, I will command and will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve.
Right, talking about our people being spread out across the world. Go ahead.
Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth, meaning the Lord going to gather all his 1/3, all his elect. Okay, go ahead.
All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
All you 2/3 shall die by the sword.
Which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
That's what niggas will say. Niggas will trust in flesh, man. The scripture say, curses he who trusts in roughly paraphrasing, trusting in flesh, man, trusting in man, trusting in his own strength. All right. Now we're gonna get Romans 11:26 and Isaiah 45:17. Because although the 2/3 are gonna be destroyed, they're gonna be reincarnated in the kingdom. All right. But they're not gonna be on the stature as the elect. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 11 verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved.
Right. So all Israel is gonna be saved. How's that? Through reincarnation. Because if the Bible is clearly saying 2/3 of Israel is going to be destroyed, okay, and it says all Israel shall be saved, it has to be talking about on the other side when they're reincarnated. That's why we're going to be having so many wives, man, and concubines to bring back the 2/3. Now get Isaiah 45:17.
Isaiah chapter 45 verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation.
Right, Israel is going to be saved with an everlasting salvation. Go ahead.
Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, world without end.
World without end. Israel is the world without end. Okay? When you get into the words of the worlds, then you understand that that's talking about a certain society, a government of people. All right? So the Lord didn't create the spirits of Israel to be destroyed permanently. Okay? Their body's going to be destroyed on this side, but they're going to come back because we have no end as a nation. So they're going to be reincarnated back into the kingdom after being destroyed. Now get Isaiah 60:22 and we'll close on that.
This is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 2.
Verse 22.
It's like verse 22. It says, a little one shall become 1,000.
Right. The elect that are in the kingdom, okay, that's a part of that 1/3 group, they're going to become 1,000, meaning we're going to be fruitful and multiply and have a lot of children to bring these 2/3 back. Go ahead.
And a small one, a strong nation.
And a small one, a strong nation. Meaning a lot of sex going to be going on in the kingdom. Go ahead.
I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time.
Right. He's going to hasten it in his time. Meaning that, contrary to certain brothers say you had to wait 1,000 years, and the elders, the apostles, Great Millstone brought that out, that the reincarnation is going to begin immediately. The Lord said he's going to hasten it. All right. With that, I'm going to say all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom to the Akim out there.